As an incorporated Canadian corporation, here's what you need to know about payroll and GST HST returns. A common misconception by a lot of first-time owners of incorporated businesses is that when you open your incorporated business with the CRA, that somehow handles your obligations for payroll and GST HST. But it's important to note that those are actually separate, independent accounts that live under the corporation name. So for a corporation that earns income, has employees, and also charges customers or clients GST and HST, you will have 3 separate accounts for those obligations with the CRA. Your T2 return will handle the corporate income tax payable, and then it is your responsibility to handle all of the payroll returns and remittances. So your annual filings for T4s and T4 summaries, potentially T5s if you're issuing dividends. And then of course, every month by the 15th, you're responsible for remitting to the CRA all of the CPP, EI, and income tax that you've withheld from employees. And if you do not meet these obligations, you will be subject to penalties and fines. Now, the same with GST and HST, depending on how much revenue the business earns, you could be a monthly, quarterly, or annual filer, but regardless of that, every annual, for example, filer needs to make sure that they are preparing those GST, HST returns on time and filing them with the CRA to have that covered and addressed and either remit whatever balance might be owing or potentially receive a refund back if your input tax credits are greater than what you've collected from your customers or clients. But please understand that there is nothing within your T2 that speaks to what is in your payroll return or in your GST HST return. There are some checks that the CRA can do. For example, whatever revenue you report on your GST HST return has to be the same revenue you're reporting in the T2. Whatever salaries you report on your T4 summary filings has to equal the salaries that you're deducting on your T2 return as well. But other than that, filing your T2 does not cover filing for payroll or GST HST. It is your responsibility to manage all 3 of these obligations every year independently.